Hey guys, it's Rob here. Today we go over an area that is actually home to my local Chuck E. Cheese, that being Asheville, North Carolina. I'm deciding to cover this area again now as a sort of tribute video to its current location. You'll see what I mean later on. For now, I want to thank CEC North Carolina for joining me in this video. This is also an important area to him when it comes to the locations that have been here, and it felt right to have him join me on this video. As usual, I've gathered information from multiple different sources, which I'll be linking in the description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, as in the next video, we'll be going over the first location to house the 2-stage. Anyways, let's get into the history of ShowBiz Pizza Place and Chuck E. Cheese in Asheville, North Carolina. 34 Tunnel Road location opened on July 20th, 1984 as a ShowBiz Pizza Place, opening with the classic Rock-afire Explosion stage. This was the third ShowBiz to open in North Carolina, with Charlotte and Fayetteville opening before it. An article from 1984 gives us some info on the location, such as being a franchise store under W. W. Hammond's, and also having 65 employees upon its opening. The location was also 8,500 square feet in size, making it quite small for a location. We have an exterior shot soon after opening from September of 1984, which had the exterior with rounded letters that other locations such as Altoona, Pennsylvania had. We actually have multiple interior photos as well to go through of the location during this time, so let's cover them. There's multiple photos from 1985 that show off multiple parts of the store, including some of the games, the ball pit area, parts of the stage, with the characters mostly obscured, and their Billy Bob walk-around, which was the CI one. We also have multiple photos of the Rock-afire Explosion at some point in the 80s, with one having them in Christmas attire, and this one having a good shot of all the center stage characters, seemingly taken around wintertime based on the scarves on Beach Bear and Mitzi, with Beach Bear having custom red shorts. We also have this exterior photo, which just shows off the road sign, being the traditional ShowBiz Pizza logo.
Beginning in 1990, due to a fallout between Creative Engineering and ShowBiz Pizza Time Inc., concept unification occurred, in which every ShowBiz Pizza place would convert their Rock-afire Explosion band into Munch's Make Believe band. Asheville would likely receive it by late 1991, as can be seen by this ad. They would likely remodel to the 1986 remodel in late 1982, as can be seen by this request ad at Chuck E. Cheese's pizza sign. This would give the location a new exterior that likely looked like this. Add colored checkers, paint the walls white, add blue and white awnings to the salad bar, and add newer decor to replace the older decor. We have multiple shots from footage coming from the 90s, which shows us some of the 1986 remodel elements, such as the white walls, colored checkers, and blue and white awnings. In these shots from the footage, we also get to see some of the games, a bit of the exterior, though only right where the entrance is, and the prize area. We unfortunately do not have any shots of the stage or the animatronics, and since the original video is no longer accessible, we can't see if the video had any footage of them or not. I should also mention that the location supposedly still had a Billy Bob walkaround during this time, though it went unused. Between September and October of 1995, the location would be sold off to another franchisee, that being McBiz Corp., which owned multiple locations such as Pineville, North Carolina. On March 15, 1996, the location would close, with the reason stated being that the location did not generate enough business, due to there being more retirees and less young families in the area compared to their other locations. They would also be down to 45 employees by the time of their closure. Rio Bravo would purchase the lease and open later that year, lasting until around 2003 to 2004, when the place would close, and the building demolished, with a Cracker Barrel taking over the property in 2005. As of November 2024, the property still holds a Cracker Barrel. As for the bots, the fate of most of them is unknown, though Chuck is rumored to have remained in the building during the Rio Bravo days, but this isn't confirmed. It did end up in the hands of a private collector one way or another, though, and was recently sold to another private collector.
The 104 River Hills Road location opened on May 6, 2004 as a Chuck E. Cheese's, opening with the Operation Thumbchuck remodel, having a Thumbchuck exterior that looked like this, having decor such as these must-see TVs, and also having the Sky Tubes, specifically a smaller version of them called Chucky's Clubhouse, which makes sense considering they're a small town store. These had unique features compared to the larger version of the Sky Tubes, such as having a train structure. This store did not receive the taller zone, though. They would also open with a small town Studio C stage, which of course had a 60 movement bot. This may have been one of the last locations to receive the Operation Thumbchuck remodel, as the Kulchuk reconfiguration was already being tested around this time. We have an exterior shot from Google Maps in April of 2008, giving us a blurry look at the exterior, with the Kulchuk logo as well as 6 red and yellow awnings. We have a couple of photos from September of 2008, giving us a look at the bot, which is in full Kulchuk attire here, including the cap, and their Chuck walk around, which was the Avenger one. We also see that they had the Kulchuk reconfiguration booths by this point. I don't know if these were added in later on or if these were originally here, as I don't actually know exactly when these booths were first installed into locations.
A few photos from the early 2010s gives us an idea of what the location was like during this time. Multiple photos from 2011 specifically give us some photos of the interior, including this one which shows the arcade to have formerly been quite packed with games. There's also this one that shows off the prize counter, which shows that the basketball magazine poster used to be located here, which I didn't know. We also had one that shows off a bit of their smaller sky tubes, and this one outside that shows off their Thumbchuck operating hours piece. Another from 2012 shows off the game room, with a better look of the Chuck E. Cheese photo right at the time, being the Thumbchuck one. You can also see their blue screen camera in the back, showing that they still had it by this point. Another shows off the exterior at night, which looks quite nice. A video from 2013 gives us a better look at their blue screen camera, which was still around at this time, and also made me realize that these blue screen areas used to have Studio C carpeting, which is not something that I realized before. We also get to see the old menu border, being the Avenger Chuck one. The walk around being shown off here is also the Avenger Chuck one, though I'm not sure if this was the store's or belonged to whoever filmed this video. A photo from 2015 shows the bot to no longer have a cap on, and also now has an Avenger shirt on. The blue screen camera was also gone by this point, and presumably the Studio C carpet around that area as well. The blue screen itself would be kept around though. 2016 footage shows that the bot had received Rockstar pants but still had the Avenger shirt by this point. I also want to mention that it's during the 2010s that we got our first look at these Avenger era pieces, and I honestly have no clue when these were installed, as they were the only two in the entire store, and we don't have any shots of that area of the store prior to the 2010s. The sky tubes would also be removed at some point during the mid to late 2010s.
Between 2019 and 2020, the planners would be removed from the store, and by 2021, Chuck would receive a Rockstar shirt, giving him full Rockstar attire. We get footage of the bot from July of 2021, showing it to be in good shape, with no issues I can see here. Here he also has summer attire on, with a straw hat and a Hawaiian shirt on. Footage from July of 2022 shows the bot performing again, with it still being in good shape, again with no issues I can see here. Shortly after, Studio C stages would cease to be programmed, and the bots would either be put on random movements or would be turned off completely. Asheville seems to have turned theirs off for the majority of the time, though there were times when I would go when it would be turned on to random movements. Anyways, in July of 2024, the trampoline zone would be installed, consisting of only 3 trampolines and adding the Chuck and Munch trampoline posters by it. In late September of 2024, this location would temporarily close due to Hurricane Helen hitting the area. I'm not going to get into it here, but my heart goes out to those who went through that. Due to the elevation Asheville was on, it managed to barely avoid flood damage, and it would reopen a few weeks later with limited hours, as well as no food. Up until this point, the location hadn't received a full remodel whatsoever, skipping both the Kolchak reconfiguration and the 2015 remodel. However, by the weekend of November 17th, 2024, the location would start its 2.0 refresh, with November 17th specifically being the day when the art would be taken down. Over the next few days, the stage would be torn out, as well as the art and bot. This remodel would change the exterior to a simplistic Rockstar exterior, add newer decor to replace the older decor, and add in a 2021 model dance floor and video wall after the stage was removed. This would also be the last corporate 2.0 remodel in the continental US. As of November of 2024, I'm unsure if the remodel is finished or not, or when the grand reopening is set to happen, but they currently are still, or already have fully received the 2.0 refresh, with the 2021 model dance floor and video wall. In conclusion, Asheville is an interesting set of locations, with Tunnel Road closing in the mid-90s right after being purchased by another franchisee, and River Hills Road having Operation Thumbchuck decor up until late 2024, when they received the 2.0 refresh. Overall, these locations were a cool pair to go over, and especially for River Hills Road, which is my local Chuck E. Cheese I've been going to for over a year now. Being able to see the older decor in person, especially those 3D sports pieces, was an awesome sight to see. Rest in peace, River Hills Road. At least you were one of the last to remodel.
From the 1980s, Asheville's Chuck E. Cheese has been in my family. 4 generations got to experience this pair of stores. My grandfather, who loved cars and had no idea what an animatronic was. My mother, who was terrified of the fats that supposedly had red eyes. And myself, who enjoyed the Thumbchuck remodel and Kappa stage. While I myself didn't grow up with the location, it has become dear to my heart. This marks the end of an era for CEC, as it's the last 2.0 remodel in America. We hope that the location gets the respect it deserves, and I will truly miss it, as foolish as it may sound. Thank you, Rob, for allowing me to collab on this video, and I hope you all have a blessed day.
Thank you guys for watching this video. I felt the need to go over this location after seeing River Hills Road receive 2.0, and with a bunch more info to go over, it felt like the right time to make an update video on the area. My next video will be going over the history of ShowBiz Pizza Place and Chuck E. Cheese in White Settlement, Texas, which was home to the first two stage, and quite an interesting one at that. If you're interested in seeing that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you're notified when it drops. God bless, and I hope you all have a blessed day.